Welcome everyone to the third Thursday meetup of the West Orlando WordPress Meetup Group. I'm Rob Watson, the co-organizer and host, along with Brian Walton and Allan Fuelling. Our presenter tonight is Allan Fuelling. Allan is a freelance digital marketer with over 10 years of experience running his own business, fuelwebmedia.com. And Allan helps small businesses develop recurring revenue by setting up lead generation programs. Today, Allan will walk you through setting up a new WordPress site using the Divi Theme Builder by Allan Themes. We'll take a look at the newest features, including the Divi Theme Builder, adding a custom header and footer, and blog post designs all in real time. By the end of the presentation, Allan will have made use of the Divi layout library to build out a fully functional website. At this point, I'd like to invite everyone to mute their microphones for the presentation. Allan, thank you for being our presenter this evening. The time is now yours.
Awesome. Thanks for everybody for joining. We're going to try to get through this real fast since we're going to build a full website within an hour, hopefully, even with explanations and everything. So I'm going to jump right into the presentation. Let me hit present now. I'll just do my whole screen. All right. So can everybody see the first slide?
Yep, we gotcha.
Okay, cool. So just a little about me. I'm currently broadcasting from Spring Lake, Michigan, which is right on the shore of Lake Michigan, about halfway up the state. Basically right across the lake from Milwaukee. You can see in my picture, the lake is pretty calm right there, but it's the water is like super high. It's like record levels right now. And it's Michigan summer, so it's like 75 degrees today. I've been doing WordPress stuff since 2007 or so, back when there was no themes and no layouts to customize. You used to just have to hack HTML files and PHP files back in the old days. But I've been working with Allan Themes since they created the Divi theme. And I moved over from, if anybody's familiar with Woo Themes, they had a builder theme called Canva. That's probably the first one out back in about 2010 or so. I've been doing meetups for quite a while. I co-hosted the Milwaukee WordPress meetup from 2010 to 2014, and I also presented at the first WordCamp that they had there. Fast forward a while, and I met Rob back in November of 2018, and been hanging out in West Orlando ever since. Okay, so what I'm going to cover today is just a little bit about the Divi Builder and how it works and how it's different from some of the other builders out there, or Beaver Builder or anything like that. It's along the same lines as Divi. So I'm going to put together a site starting off with just a brand new cPanel WordPress install. So we'll go from there. We'll check out the Divi layout so you can see what the new themes are. They actually come out with a new layout every week that has several subpages, homepage, landing pages. It's pretty cool. I think there's over 1,000 of them now. One of the newest features that it has is called the Theme Builder. And that helps you control like the entire site at once, like kind of at a global level, where you can create headers, custom headers for different sections of your site, footers, different design layouts for blogs, depending on the category. You can make it go into a different design. I'll show you a couple of ways to do that. And hopefully we'll have some time for a few questions and answers after that. So for those of you that are not familiar with Divi, it is built by a company called Allan Themes. Here you can check it out at allinthemes.com. And there's also a live demo on their site. It's kind of hidden down there but down in their footer of their website, you'll see a live demo link, and you can kind of play around with the front end builder that I'm going to show you guys here in a second. So let me escape out of this. So what we're going to do next is just go to cPanel and create a fresh WordPress install. So what I use for my hosting is SiteGround. I'm going to go in there and just, if anybody's familiar with cPanel, which most people are, this is where most people start. So I'm going to go to websites. cPanel, or actually SiteGround now, while I'm doing this, I'll talk to you guys about this. They have a relationship with Elegant Themes to where they actually optimize their server for Divi. So what that means is you can get hosting right from them, and it will be optimized in a way. So what I did there is I just created a subdomain called Divi, and I'm gonna build the website on that subdomain. I'm gonna go to WordPress and install it here. So they also have, I think, a couple more hosts that they work with, and it's pretty cool because you don't have to worry about like the settings and everything. So for me, when I do this, all I have to do is install WordPress on the domain that I want it to, and I don't really have to worry about like the site settings and any of that stuff. I will put my username in there just so it matches when I spin it up with the base build that I'm going to show you guys. So all of this will change once I import the other site. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up WordPress, and then I'm going to use a plugin called AllinOne migration tool to import what's called a base build. So now that it's here, you'll see that this is the brand new WordPress install on the subdomain here. And I can log in with the admin login. I'm just going to kill this one. And then it logs me in. So what I'll show you here is this is Fuel Media base build. So there's nothing really here. I'll show you the front end of it. It's just a blank site. There's not really anything going on here. What you want to see here is I have all the plugins basically preloaded. They're all deactivated. But once I import this into my first build, then I'll have everything that I need going forward. I have Async JavaScript, which will help defer JavaScript. It helps with performance and speed. Gravity forms. Everybody has probably their own favorites. There's Caldera, all kinds of Ninja forms, all kinds of different things. Imagify, or I think that's how you say it, Imagify, and Short Pixel are image optimizers. So it kind of depends on the client which one I'll end up activating, and then I'll just get rid of the other one. I use iThemes Security a lot. It seems to work well with the group of plugins that I use. I used to use Securi and WordFence a lot, and it kind of just depends on the website too. So I usually use this one if this one isn't the one, or if they need more, if they're getting more brute force kind of things, I'll use WordFence to try to mitigate that a little bit, so they don't have to deal so much with all the break-ins or whatever. I have Rank Math and Yoast here. I have been looking at Rank Math a little bit on some new sites, and so far so good. I kind of like it. Yoast has been doing some weird stuff, so just been making my sites kind of slow, and just when it has updates, it seems to have some problems sometimes. SiteKit by Google is when you activate Google Analytics and Search Console, you can actually bring it right into the dashboard area and see your analytic data right there. And WP to static is one that's more of a security type of thing. I started looking for this kind of thing when Rob was telling me about Pantheon and how their servers or how their live sites are read-only. This plugin basically does that to any WordPress site, so you can have basically the kind of the best of both worlds without having to switch hosting. So if you want more information about that, we can kind of go into that. But basically, it makes the website a static HTML site, so you don't have all the WordPress security flaws in there. So right now, the only plugin that's activated is AllinOne Migration Tool. And what I did was I exported the site. I'll go in there, and you can export it to all kinds of different places. I just exported it to a file on my laptop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the site that we just spun up. I'm going to go to plugins here and add a new one and do all-in-one again. Oops. All-in-one WP migration. Go ahead and install that. Activate it. And then here I'm going to import the other site. So I'm going to import it from a file, and I have a base. Oops, let me do, it says the import is too big. So let me go to plugins again, and there's actually a extension that, that you can get if it's too big. Okay, so let's try this again. So we'll import from a file, and this is my base build, and now I will do it. So it must be around 100 megabytes, or I don't know what the limit is. So while that's doing that, so basically it's taking all the plugins that I have already preloaded, and Divi, the theme, is in here too, and my custom child theme is also in there. So the theme and the custom child theme is importing all of it at once, so you don't have to go in and load up every single plugin every time you build a site. So you'll start off with basically all the tools that you need right at the beginning without having, upload, one at a time. All right, come on, let's go. All right, so it'll tell you that it's about to overwrite everything in there, which it was just a fresh build anyway, so I'm going to hit proceed. Your site's been imported successfully. So now it should, I think it will refresh actually. And it will have me log back in. And there you go. So now it says base build at the top, just kind of like the other one does. So I can get rid of this one so I don't get confused. I don't need cPanel anymore. So now we have all the plugins installed here. And they're all updated, except for the one that I just did, apparently. And let's see if Divi needs an update. Probably, of course. So let's update that while we're here. And that's all set. Okay, so now we're in Divi. Let me show you this stuff. In the builder here, I actually disabled posts, and I'll show you, we'll get back to this in a second, but the reason why I have this off is because we're going to use some of that custom theme builder stuff here. Otherwise, it'll keep asking me if I want to design it from scratch. So if you go to the builder in advanced, I usually just use this enable the latest version, and you can do the static CSS if you want to. But otherwise, it's fine. There's a generic logo in there. So what we're going to do here is start building the site. So let's go to pages. We'll add a new one. We don't need the block editor. We'll just call this home. And we'll use the Divi Builder. So when you do use the new experience, what it will do is bring this thing up. So you can start building your page from scratch, where you just start loading in sections and the different modules that you want, like contact forms and sliders and all kinds of stuff like that. If you want to just do it yourself, there's Premade Layouts. I'm going to show you. We're going to use this one. And if you already have some layouts that you've saved as your own, you can use this. Or if you actually created a page already, maybe like a sub page, the about page or something, and you would just want to use that design for all the other pages with the basic header, footer, and middle section, you could just clone a page here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a pre-made layout, and it's going to load from the library. So when you're connected via the API in the back end, you're going to see all these layout packs. And this is on their website too, so you can see all these and kind of browse through them. It's kind of in chronological order, so the restaurant one is like the first one they came out with. We're going to just scroll down to the bottom and use one of the newest ones because it will have like kind of the cooler animations and stuff like that. The newest one is called Holistic Healer, so let's go ahead and use that one. What we can do here is you can view the demo, use the layout, or use one of these other ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the home one, and I'm going to use this layout. And it will load it up. All the imagery is Creative Commons based, so you can use the images for your clients as well. It's commercial based, and you don't have to worry about if you have licenses for the images and stuff. So it's all there. So as you see me move my cursor around, you'll see Divi highlight the modules and the sections. So if we come into here and hit the little gear, that'll take you into the options. And this thing you can move around. You can, when the expander comes up, if you make it wide, you can see the 3 column sections of design, pieces, and advanced. So I'll leave it wide for a second, and I'll just call this Divi demo site. You'll see that this is an H1. When I was typing it, it already had an H1 tag on it. So if I go into the heading text, I can see what the fonts are, and it has all the Divi fonts already in here too. So you can switch this up to whatever you want. You can make it, bold, regular, depending on the font. It'll have semi-bolds, all kinds of different versions of it. The colors, the desktop size is 80 pixels. And as you move this around, if I go to phone, it's 30 pixels. And if I move this, you'll see that behind me, it narrowed the viewport, so you can kind of see where Divi demo site is. That's a 30 pixel font right there. If I make this smaller and go back over here, you can see as I click this up in the phone tab, it'll make this bigger. There's a tablet view and a desktop view. So in the desktop view, you'll see it's kind of wide. So let me just make it a little smaller. There, that's fine. And also this thing, if you don't like to keep moving it around, you can just move it all the way over to the side. Or if you click this thing, it'll dock it over here. So you don't have to keep moving it around. And this thing, you can just make this as wide as possible. So now we have a home page So if you were designing this for a client, you could go in here and customize all this stuff. If they didn't like these, animations, you could go in here and get rid of them or manipulate them somehow. There's different scroll effects. So when you go up and down, you can see how this thing moves. That's controlled in here, this area. This thing is the same way. And as you go down, you'll see you can come in here. And as I usually use the gear and I go in here and type in the boxes. But you can, however, put your cursor in here and just type in right on the site. Sometimes it's harder to do, I feel like, but you can, whatever your preference is, you can get it to work how you want. And sometimes you don't need some of these sections. Maybe we don't want this how it works thing. We can just get rid of it. And then this is the kind of the footer area. This thing looks a little crazy because this is the widgetized footer. So if we don't want to use that, we just go into widgets and get rid of the stuff in there. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this as the home page. And then I'm going to quickly go back here in the dashboard again and make some more pages. So what I'll do is create an about page and a contact page. Let's use about. We'll use a premade layout again. And we'll scroll down to the bottom. Use the holistic healer. It does have an about page setup, so I'm going to use this layout. It's going to import everything, the design, the images, and everything. For now, I'm just going to leave it like this. I'll just publish it. And then let's do another way to do this is just go to New and Page. And we'll do Contact. Use this layout. Divi does have a built-in contact form, but it's not data-based, so there's nowhere to see like the entries. I think there's a premium plugin or something like that on Code Canyon that you can buy that turns the databasing on. And then I think it goes in the back and you can see some entries. I've been using Gravity Forms forever, so I just replaced the contact form with Gravity Forms, and that works better for me. Let's do another one. Services. Yeah. Services. This layout. Oh, I have to do one more. I'll do blog as well, since we're going to put in a couple of blog designs here. So let me do publish. Let's go page. Okay, so let's go back to the back end again, and we'll go to our pages. And you can see we have basic 5-page website setup here. So SiteGround uses Let's Encrypt for SSL certificates. So maybe I can just, oh yeah, I can do it here. So let's go Divi and Let's Encrypt SSL, install it. This should take like, I don't know, a minute or two.
It doesn't take too long. Sometimes it'll have a little bit of a delay, but
yeah, it usually takes, I don't know, a couple minutes or so. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, we can go back and look at, where are we at here? We got the base build on the install. We got the layouts. So, okay, let me show you this. So if you just go to elegantthemes.com layouts, you'll see all the layouts that I had within the builder itself. So you can come in here and kind of look around at the different layouts depending on what you're building for your client or yourself. You can kind of go in here and you can look at the demo. So if you click on that, you can look and see how the site's laid out and everything. When I do this, I usually kind of go by the content. Depending on how much content a client has, really determines kind of what kind of design you can use. A lot of times they don't have enough, so you have to create it or have them create it. And if you've been doing this for any amount of time, getting a client to create content is sometimes asking for the impossible. But you'll see there's tons of different layouts in here, and you can you don't have to stick with, like, say if you like the home page of this thing, you don't have to use the internal pages of this layout. You can use different the about page of this layout if you want to, so on and so forth. There's nothing stopping you from mixing and matching all of these to get it to whatever it is you want to do. But they have all kinds of different niches in here: doctors' offices, lawyers, animal shelters, life coaches. So it gives you a little bit of a start on what a layout could look like. And if you're just doing proposals and stuff, you can kind of show them, what it could look like. As far as Divi, so if we go back to Elegant Themes here, let me refresh this while we're waiting. Where's Divi? It's not there yet. So if we go to elegantthemes.com, you'll see that basically they just have the Divi theme and how it all works. Like, you can use it for all kinds of different websites, restaurants, education. There's a video for it, and then this is the builder. So you can see how to do it visually instead of working kind of in the back end and coding the stuff and then checking it on the front end. You can all do it from basically what's the front end of the website. There's all kinds of visual effects that you can do in here to make it look however it is you want. There are dividers between sections. The bulk editing, you can select several things at once and manipulate them all at the same time. The layout library is kind of what we just looked at. Transforms, these are like different ways to lay things out when on the site. Instead of trying to CSS all this stuff, it actually just does it for you visually with this builder thing. It's crazy. But if you know CSS, you don't have to do any of this. Actually, you can just actually do CSS within each of the modules, and it does the same thing. And then it's got a find and replace thing as well. So you can take, if the main color scheme was red, you can change it all to blue at once. Pretty cool. Let me hit refresh again. Maybe we can get back to this someday. Okay, there's more in there. Where's that? Divi, selection action. Maybe we'll do it. Let's try this. No? Oh, okay, so we're back. Okay, so let me finish up with this. So if you want to learn more about Divi, you can just go to Elegant Themes. There's documentation, all kinds of crazy stuff in here, tutorials, and I'm going to show you as we go through the next section of how to do like the theme builder stuff, how to create custom headers and footers and stuff like that. And they give you actually pre-built ones, so you can kind of start from like the pre-made layout type of thing. So in here, we're in the Divi section now, and this is called the Theme Builder. So you can add these global sections to your site. So what I'm going to do is let's look at the site so I can explain this. The header that we're talking about is this. This is the logo on the left, and then the navigation on the right with the search box here. This is the basic out of the box version of the navigation header. So over here, we can actually go and add a header. What I'm going to do is I've already downloaded one of them from the Elegant Themes blog, and I'm just going to use it's called the upholstery header and footer. So I'm going to go in this thing, the two up and down arrows. It's called the portability thing, where you can import different things. So if I go to here, and if I open this up, put this in here, and I want to override and allow import. Okay, so I actually did a header and a footer. So if I save the changes here, let me go and I'll open up a new tab and see what it looks like. So now it looks like this. It's got, actually imported a whole nother logo. And then here's my navigation. It's got a request a quote button here, and then some social media stuff here. So what we can do is we can go into the pencil and we can edit the header, and you can see it's basically just all built the same way as the Divi sections. So you can come in here and totally customize this, make it, tall, wide, put your, if you have a really long logo or tall logo, you can make it work in here. This is just importing the menu, so you can see here, just importing a menu. I don't have the navigation menu set up, so it would say main menu or something like that, whatever I named it. You could pull that in there. If you had like a client that had two parts of their business, like cleaning and restoration, say, you could have this as the cleaning navigation, and then if they click on restoration, it could be a whole nother navigation. You could pull in a whole different menu up here for that. In here, you can add your different social networks. Let's try Flickr. And then if you want it to match, you can, of course, mess with the colors and stuff like that. So anyway, I'll go down here and save it. We can get out of it. And I'll change the saved again. And if we go back to the site, I should have the little Flickr icon up there, maybe, if it's saved. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't do it right. But here you can see how you can manipulate that. So actually, if we go down, we can see a footer. This tan looking thing is the footer. If we go in here and look at the global settings of it, we can go in here and, of course, manipulate all of this area as we want as well. Update your address. It's actually even clickable. So when you click on it, it'll open up in probably a Google map or something. Phone number, possibly. Let's look and see. We're going here. Yeah, the phone number is also clickable. So if we go over here and we click on this, if you're on your phone, it would ask you if you wanted to dial the number. So here, if you say you hate all this, let's get out of here. Discard it. You can just turn turn it off, save the changes, come over here, refresh, and the footer goes back to this my practice thing. And up top, do I get something? I might have to disable it to make it work. I might have to delete it to make the old one come back. But you can see how easy it is to mess around with it. So where did I get that? So if I go to the I'm at Elegant Themes again. If I go to the blog, I can just put in header. And then here's the one that I downloaded. So it downloaded a free header and footer template. Same thing, free header and footer for Divi Spice Shop layout. So there's all kinds of different things available from them. Or if you don't care about their designs, you can actually just go in there and design your own. So you can just go in here and click that thing and make your own layout. You save the changes. Let me go back and make sure that it works again. Maybe. It's probably caching. Okay. Get out of there. Did that work? There you go. Okay, so there's the navigation back. So if we click on one of the pages, yeah. So it applies to all the pages. And you can see that it's not perfect, so you do have to manipulate it a little bit. But that's, at least you have kind of like a starting base to design from. All right, so let's see what else is on the schedule here. That was the layouts. That was the theme builder. Oh, I think we're almost there. So resources. I showed you the Divi layouts. There's a link for that there. The Elegant Themes blog where you can get those headers and footers. Do I still have time? 6:43. Oh yeah, let's try this. So they also have a blog post templates. So as we create different blogs with different categories, let's call this I don't know, Freebies, and we'll call this one sales. So now we have two different post categories. I'm going to add a couple posts in here. So at the beginning, when I showed you, I didn't have the Divi Builder on the post. This is just the basic WordPress post. So we're going to do the Freebies post, and we'll add some text here for the demo. Here, add a featured image. We'll just pick anything. Okay, and then we can preview it. So when we preview the post, it should just be in the generic. This is the generic WordPress layout with the right sidebar. This looks like pretty much all sites. So I'm going to categorize this, and I'm going to call this one Freebies and publish it. And publish it too. So let's make one more. And we'll call this one the sales design post. Here. And let's add another featured image. Put that one in there. And we'll call that one sales. Just go ahead and publish it. So if we view this one, should be same generic style as the other one. That's the out-of-the-box WordPress. Okay, so now if we go to the theme builder and I upload, if I import this Divi Mortgage Broker blog post template. Whoops. Copy that. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go into the settings, and I don't want it to be for all posts. I just want it to be for specific categories. And I want this one to be the freebies one. So anything I categorize as freebies, this design is going to apply to it. I'm going to do another one. And I'm going to do, I did a psychologist blog post template design. And then I'm going to go in here and do the same thing. I'm going to post this one on sales, uncheck that, and save. So let's save the changes here. So let's look at the freebies one first. So as you remember, this is just the generic looking WordPress one. If I hit refresh here, now it goes into this design. It actually, you know, puts the post of the title here, or the title of the post here, all the metadata here, pulls in some social media, and then your text would go in here, any photos and stuff like that. Adds a comment section, adds a join our newsletter, adds a whole bunch of stuff in there. Okay, let's see the sales one. This is the generic one. If I refresh, boom. So it takes that featured image and makes it like a whole width. It looks like parallax even. So it puts it behind the stuff. It's got the metadata here. This is the post title, and this is the post body stuff. So if we go in here, and what was that? That was sales? Sales. Let's look at how this is designed. You can see like this is your dynamic post title will be here. So it doesn't actually show like that. You saw that I actually used my title here. So if I go in here and look at this, you can see you can set it to what you want. Like you can make it a H1 or H2. It's got a bunch of different options and stuff like that. So this is a way to kind of jumpstart, again, your design. It's got that photo in the back. Got that picture holder back there. This is what the content will look like, the fonts and stuff like that. You can go in here and manipulate all this stuff if you wanted to make these things different. Background colors and stuff like that. Oh, maybe not this part. Get rid of that. The photo would be this wide as the content. All the H settings, you can see the size differences. This is what the comment section will look like. The subscription section. There's a little photo in the background that's going to be applied to all of them. So if we look at that sales thing, is that back there? Oh yeah, there's a little lighthouse. No comments on there yet. And you know, the subscribe thing isn't set up. I don't have the module set up, so it doesn't show yet. But you can see how easy it is to create these different designs for different categories. This is one of the newest things that that Divi does with the theme builder thing. So you can apply these designs without even having to design every single post and page. Prior to this, you would have to go into a post, add a new one, and then let the Divi Theme Builder pull up and then design it, or like pull in the sections that you want. And it'd have to be done on a individual basis. So this way it makes it much easier. So now you got a full working website here with a couple of custom post designs and everything. Let me see, where's the blog? Does it have a couple? Yeah, there's a sales design post. There's the freebies post. If I click on that, it should take me to the freebies thing. Did it do it? Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, that was a sales one. Yep. Anyway, so let me see what else is on there. For far as the presentation. Plugins. Here's a list of the plugins that I had on my base build. I did put some of the other ones in there, like iThemes Security, Securi, and WordFence. And I think that's it. All right. We're in the question part. Hopefully,
Thank you, Allan. That was really awesome. That's an impressive system that Elegant Themes has set up for people.
Yeah, they keep getting better and better. And actually, in my slide presentation when I was making this, a couple weeks ago, I said that was the newest feature. They actually have a newer thing that's even newer on here that does. I think Divi can do. I forgot what the heck it even does. It's like you can copy different things in there. I haven't even looked into it that much yet. So, yeah, let me stop presenting here.